Well, we know not everyone can keep up with all the news from this week. That's why CBS News Colorado has gathered stories that topped our website from the last 5 days. Here's a look at some of the stories that garnered the most interest on CBSColorado.com. An incident that happened months ago involving Denver Mayor Mike Johnston created a lot of buzz this week. The mayor was among a group of travelers that showed up to pick up their rental car at an abandoned Hertz location. Your investigator Brian Moss talked with the mayor. Now, he says he was at the Syracuse, New York airport back in July and arrived to find the rental car company closed. So Johnston and other customers found keys in cars they assumed were their reservations and then drove off. Airport administrators reviewed security footage and found Hertz staff leave the rental counter after 7 p.m. This was back on July 20th. Staff was supposed to be there until an hour after the last flight arrived overnight, but the counter remained abandoned until 7 in the next morning the next day. Mayor Johnston ended up driving the car back when he heard he was in the wrong rental area. A Hertz area vice president apologized and says they took the feedback and acted immediately. In Denver, families continue to express concerns over the school district's plan to close and consolidate some schools. A local group held a rally at Castro Elementary to make parents aware of what's going on. And for many parents, it was the first they heard of this plan. They are advocating for more transparency from the district.
Some parents mentioned, this is our community school. We walk here. What are we going to do? We definitely don't want our school to be closed. So a lot of concern about what parents and families are going to be doing if their school closes.
So families can join a public comment session at Monday's school board meeting. You can find a full list of schools that could be impacted on our website at cbscolorado.com. In Morrison, the police chief is under investigation, but town officials won't say why. Bill Vanelli joined the town as chief in February of 2022 with more than 30 years of law enforcement experience. Again, he was placed on administrative leave on November 4th. A contentious race for Congress in Colorado is now over. Gabe Evans will now serve the 8th District for Adams, Larimer, and Weld counties. Only a few thousand votes separated him and Democratic incumbent Yadira Caraveo. Your political reporter, Sean Boyd, was at Evans's campaign headquarters for his acceptance speech on Monday.
Evans called his election the honor of a lifetime and the biggest win for Republicans since Cory Gardner beat Democratic incumbent Mark Udall 10 years ago. Evans wasted no time getting to work. He met with community safety advocates Monday morning regarding the first bill he plans to introduce. He vowed to focus on what unites, not divides, District 8.
It is Veterans Day, and so I just want to make sure that we thank all veterans.
Before taking a victory lap, Congressman-elect Gabe Evans paused to remember those who make elections like his possible. Military veterans, like his grandfather, who immigrated here from Mexico and earned 2 Purple Hearts in World War II. Evans followed in his footsteps as an Army Black Hawk helicopter pilot.
That's how I was brought up. You love your country. You take care of your community. You do whatever is necessary to protect and preserve that American dream.
His win, a dream come true for Republicans. Evans, one of only 4 Republicans so far to flip seats held by House Democrats, beating incumbent Yadira Caraveo in a race Speaker Mike Johnson billed as one of the top 5 in the country.
I thanked her for her service, for her groundbreaking historical service as Colorado's first Latina in Congress.
He also thanked voters.
I am now so incredibly honored by the confidence and by the faith that the voters in Colorado's 8th Congressional District have instilled in me.
His top priorities: crime, cost of living, and the border.
So the first bill that I'm planning to work on is a bill that is going to make sure that our law enforcement, state and local law enforcement, is again empowered to be able to work with their federal counterparts to get violent criminals illegally present in our community out of our community.
But unlike Trump's new border czar, Evans does not support deporting otherwise law-abiding parents, separating them from children born here.
I'm not a big fan of separating families. I don't think that's the right path to go down.
Evans also said he would fight to keep Space Command headquarters in Colorado amid concerns President-elect Donald Trump will try to relocate it to Alabama, as he did 4 years ago. Evans says he hasn't spoken to Trump since the election. Sean Boyd covering Colorado First.
The community of Golden honored fallen officer Evan Dunn this week. On Wednesday, community members lined the streets to pay their respects to the officer. The hearse made its way through the Blue Tunnel, as it's called, as officers saluted. Your reporter in Jefferson County, Andrew Hobner, spoke with the mother of a different Golden police officer.
What makes you most proud to be a police mom?
That my son will lay his life down for you. He'll lay his life down for you. And so did Evan, and so does every officer in this United States of America.
Now, Dunn's partner, Bethany Grusing, is recovering from serious injuries. An investigation into what caused that crash is still underway. The driver in that crash, though, appeared in court on Thursday. 43-year-old Stephen Gear was charged with felony vehicular homicide and vehicular assault. Gear is also facing misdemeanor charges of assault and driving under the influence. For a more in-depth look at these stories and the rest of the news that you may have missed this week, you can always visit our website at cbscolorado.com.